Hi guys, so today I want to focus on education, opportunities, jobs, and the gap that is apparent in the market. I'm speaking as a parent, I'm also speaking as an employee for many years and an employer as well now for several years. So let's start at the beginning. We tend to believe that university education is the epitome, that we need to get our young people into university so that they have a chance at a good career. However, if you look at the pattern over the past few years, and in fact this started decades ago, it was happening in my time, 20 years ago when I graduated from university, is that there's a huge gap between your university education and your papers and your employment. This often happens, not to everybody, but to most people in our environment. There's a struggle to find a job. What does that mean? That simply means that we're teaching things to young people in university that are not connecting with the marketplace demand for jobs. It simply means we have the wrong strategy. If you look at the marketplace now, and we've been engaging in many discussions across different sectors with different companies, the need in the marketplace is for skilled people at different levels. And these are specific skills that you would not maybe think of initially as career skills for your young ones or for yourself, but they certainly are very viable. Let's talk about nursing and the fact that we have some tertiary training institutions which have lists of employers waiting for their graduates just to pull them in. Tertiary training institutions on aviation, on maritime, on different levels of construction work, on, let's take a look, engineering. And now you know that we have a plant, for instance, in Thika, a VW plant. Where are they hiring from? Well, if they're taking university graduates, it's a very small number. They are hiring people who've been trained in tertiary institutions. So my question is, why do we keep pushing our people to expensive and very long-term courses through universities when we can be doing training that gets them a job in 6, 9, 12 months? Once a young person has a job, they have the opportunity to learn and gain experience, which again, we all know is all important for further employment and further opportunities. Experience is always key. They are then earning a living, their own money, they're independent. And that ability to learn by experience and to earn your own money gives people dignity. There is no dignity in sitting at home in your parents' house with a university degree and not being given an opportunity to go out there and learn. But that is not the marketplace's fault, because the marketplace has needs. And as I mentioned, there's simply a disconnect between what we are churning out of universities and the needs of the marketplace. That needs to be aligned. But as that happens, let's ask ourselves, how are we thinking? And how do we shift our thinking? Our thinking should not be university degrees are the ultimate. We're in Africa today, and we're growing in many spaces. Construction is going to be an incredibly big growth area. Health is a huge growth area. Agriculture must be a huge growth area. But we have to churn out enough people who know how to do the work in these spaces, can get jobs in these spaces, and more than that, can earn a good and dignified living in these spaces. The important thing is to see this all as a journey. And if you start with tertiary training and experience, you can build up over the years. Go back into a management course. 5 years later, save enough money to go back and do a university degree and keep building your skills and knowledge as you build your career up. It's important to change the way we think. We also need to pay attention to what we're good at and what we're passionate about. In a highly competitive environment, if we don't enjoy what we're doing, it's very likely we're not going to thrive. For my young ones, I believe that academics are important, but I also emphasize that they must pay attention to the things they love. For my eldest son, it's sports. Let's have a look at him on the basketball court. Yep, he's the one driving, he's the one who's really pushing, training constantly, and possibly his career is going to end up being either in sport itself, or in sport business, or in sport management, but he's starting with what he loves, and that is in sports. Let's end the disconnected thinking and start to reconnect to the marketplace. And in connecting to the marketplace, we give our young people the best opportunity to get a job, to get an opportunity, to end up one day perhaps being their own employer, to grow their careers themselves in the direction they want to go. And that dignity, that independence, that ability is so important to building incredible young people to drive our countries and our continent forward. So thanks.